Hello again and welcome to another edition of Southern Country. I'm Herb Southern and welcome to the show. Today we're in Augusta, New Jersey at the Sussex County Fairgrounds at the Red Hawk Indian Art Council. They host a powwow here today. And Cliff, you're with me today. How you doing?
Good to see you. Thank you.
Tell me all about the Indian Art Council and about the powwow and how it originated a little bit and what we're going to see.
Sure. Well, the Red Hawk Indian Arts Council, we're based in New York City and we provide Native American educational programs, festivals for Native and non-Native people throughout the tri-state area. Today's festival is a celebration of Native American culture and music, which is really a celebration of American culture and music, because if you're not familiar with Native American traditions, then you really don't know much about American traditions, because most of what we know as Americans came from Native Americans. Everything we eat, popcorn, tomatoes, potatoes, corn, rice, is all Native American food. And so the celebration is really a way for the average American to get to know about First Nations people and our culture.
What are we going to see here today as far as the people are concerned, the culture is concerned?
Singing, dancing. There's over 40 different artists, booths selling artwork and Native American bead, silver, turquoise, and of course Native American cuisine, buffalo burgers, wild rice, venison stew. And then there's dances where we invite the public in, and all to sort of take part in the celebration.
I noticed a lot of the dancers I was walking around have colorful outfits on.
Yep. The celebration is really about Native American culture today, and we wear lots of fancy outfits, lots of beadwork. It's not really so much a celebration of Native history in the past. Everyone at one time ran around in breechcloths, not just Native Americans, but today our culture is celebrating who we are today. And as you can see, our outfits are beautiful and they're colorful and use modern fabrics and colors and beads, and that's an important part of letting America know who Native people are in 2005.
I'm going to walk around and see what's going on.
Great, have a great time. Enjoy.
All right. Well, my friends, I have Wanda here. Wanda, you're holding quite a unique headdress, we can call it, right?
Yes. It belongs to the Aztec Indians from Mexico City, Tlacopan Aztec dancers. And it is a jaguar, and it's a real jaguar, and it's decorated with the red macaw feathers and the long pheasant feathers. They're from the Reeves pheasant. It's part of their outfit, the clothing that we wear when we're performing.
How long does it take to make this headdress up from start to finish?
Well, this part here takes a long time to make it, but to put all the feathers in, it probably takes maybe an hour to put all the feathers in and get them the way that you like them.
How many different headdresses are there? This is the chief's headdress, I presume.
Yeah, There's all different ones. Each dancer designs their own headdress, and they decorate and they, collect their own feathers, and it's very precious to them. Every time you put a feather in here, you can, be thankful that you are able to dance and to be able to be here to decorate your headdress and
that's
and
the
to be able to
religious
dance.
end of it, huh?
Yes.
Wow, isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. All right. Thank you very much, Wanda.
Thank you.
Well, my friends, we continue to walk around a powwow here today. Vernon Chris John here is official bow maker from the Oneida tribe. True?
Right.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, it's very nice here.
Tell us about making bows and how we go about it.
Well, when you make a bow for serious shooting, for hunting or whatever you're going to use it for, first you have to select the right type of tree. Preferably is hardwood. Such as hickory, osage, sometimes locusts. But I make most of my good bows out of Osage orange. And this is a bow here I finished. But this is what it looks like when I start with it. This is a tree about maybe a foot in diameter, and it's been split. And then you have to cure it. You have to make the wood perfectly dry so there's no moisture in it. When you bend the bow, it has to return back to its position. So if there's any moisture in it, you bend it and it'll lose its shape. So you dry the wood for approximately a year to 2 years before you make a bow out of it.
Wow.
And then when you make the bow, the back here, where all the stress is, has to be one grain level. You have to follow one level of grain, unbroken from one end to the other.
Wow.
And that's what prevents it from breaking when you bend it. If there's any cross in the grain, wherever you cross the grain, it'll split open when you bend it. So this is an Osage bow, approximately 50-pound, 60-pound tests.
Wow.
And when it's done, you can use this for real hunting.
What kind of, do you call this string?
This is called imitation sinew. Now, in old times, they used animal sinew for your bows. Now, you'll see, you never put the string on until you're going to use it. And the proper way to string a bow is you put the string out, put it behind your leg, and then you just bend the bow and slide it up, like that.
Okay.
And you'll see, that's a bow that you can go hunting with.
Yeah, a lot of pull on that.
Yeah, it's around 55, 60 pounds. See?
From start to finish, how long did it take you to go with that piece of wood, to carve that wood out?
Well, from this point here to this point, it'll take you approximately 15, 20 hours of nice time without rushing anything.
Wow. And how long you been doing this?
I've been doing this about 15 years.
You should know something by now.
Learned a little bit.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Well, my friends, as we continue to walk around the Indian powwow here, I happen to meet Fornos. He's a flute maker. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Let me shake your hand there.
Thank
Good.
you. Thank you.
Talk to me about the flute business.
Well, the flute's basically is a Native American flute. This goes back to the time of courting, where a man would court a woman, and he would use a flute similar to this. And basically, to make one, all you have to do is take a block of cedar and you split it using a knife or a saw or whatever, and you would lay it open to look like this. And then you would take a hand gouge or a chisel and you work the center out of it. Once you get the center out of it, then you hand sand it till after you get a shape that looks like that, the half moon shape, and it would be a circle like this. Then afterwards, you would take and you'd use the same gouge and you gouge it out, and then you would take and put heat to a tool like this and burn it. And you burn your channel in, as if you can see. The channel would come in there. Then afterwards, you glue them together. Again, you would take your hot heated rod and you run it through. And then after that, you would take a tool like this, handmade, and you would burn holes. Okay? After you burn these holes, you would take tools similar to this, and you make your holes all the way through. Now each one of them have a different size hole for different sounds. Then after that, you glue it together. After it's glued together, you would take a tool like this or a knife and you hand shape them. After you hand shape them, then you would stain them or seal them in some fashion that way. And then after that, they would sound like this.
You're all right, Fornos.
Thank you. Enjoy.
How many years you been at this?
40.
40 years. You must play a couple tunes already.
Yeah, a few. I'm more of a maker than a player.
Are you?
Yeah.
These instruments are used in professional.
Yes. Yes, they have. I have a couple of people that have used these flutes. I got a few musicians in Canada. I have musicians upstate New York that use them. But mostly the people who use these are people that sit home and just want to meditate and things of that nature. And because they got a very, very quiet sound. They're not like the ones that are made in the Midwest that are very high-pitched. These are very low-pitched. And most people sit home and then they start playing, and then their kids do it, then the wives do it, and it turns out to be a family thing after a while.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ben.
Enjoy.
Well, Cliff, we walked around. We saw a lot. We saw the dancing. We saw some vendors around here making stuff. We saw the bow guy. We saw this guy, that guy.
Cool. Excellent. Well, I'm glad that you had a good time. I hope you got to also to learn a little bit about Native American culture.
Learned a lot.
Great, great. We appreciate it. That's all we ask for.
Thank you very much for allowing me to be here.
Thank you, sir.
Take care, Cliff.
All right, bye-bye now.
Next year.